In 2008, on the southern coast of South Africa, Professor Christopher Henshelwood and his team were digging through the Blombos caves. Buried in a layer of sand that hadn't been touched in 100,000 years, they pulled out two abalone shells that contained a dried, reddish residue nobody could identify. After years of analyzing it, the main ingredient turned out to be the single most useful substance ancient humans ever put on their skin. On an open savanna, the sun could blister your skin in under an hour. Insects carried disease, and wounds got infected overnight. Your ancestors needed something to protect themselves, and they figured it out. They looked after their skin better than you probably do today. So what was in those shells? The obvious guess is mud. Maybe some crushed leaves. Something simple, something accidental. But the residue in those shells was a manufactured compound. Whoever made it pulled ingredients from different locations, heated some of them, mixed everything together with tools, and stored the result in a shell for later. Someone sat in that cave 100,000 years ago and made a product. That was pure chemistry. When Henshelwood's team broke down the residue, they found ochre, a naturally occurring iron oxide pigment, a red rock rich in iron. Whoever made this had ground it into fine powder on quartzite slabs. They had crushed mammal bone and heated it first, mixed in charcoal, poured in some kind of liquid to turn everything into a smooth paste, then stirred it with a bone tool. The two kits sat right next to each other, undisturbed, with grindstones and hammerstones laid out beside them. Sand had blown in and sealed everything exactly where it had been left. And you'll never guess what ochre actually does when you put it on your skin. For a long time, archaeologists treated ochre as symbolic. Red pigment for body decoration, cave paintings, and burial rituals. Beautiful, but not practical. In 2022, a study published in Scientific Reports analyzed a paste called ochize, used daily by the Himba people of northern Namibia. Ochize is butterfat mixed with finely ground red ochre, sometimes infused with aromatic tree resin. Himba women apply it to their skin and hair every morning. It gives them their distinctive deep red appearance. Turns out, ochize is seriously good at blocking UV. The iron oxide blocks ultraviolet radiation and reflects infrared heat. It also kills two of the most common bacteria that cause skin infections, E. coli and Staphylococcus aureus, on contact. But that is only part of it. In 2016, researcher Helmut Triebuch at the Carinthia University of Applied Sciences wanted to know why bearded vultures deliberately bathe in ochre-stained mud puddles. His experiments showed that iron oxide, when exposed to sunlight on moist skin, generates reactive chemicals that kill bacteria and viruses. Those same chemicals break down smelly organic compounds into odorless carbon dioxide. That matters a lot because ancient hunters needed to get close to prey without being detected. A scentless skin was a survival advantage. One mineral blocked UV radiation, killed infections, repelled insects, and eliminated your scent, all from a single rock. Then, in 2025, a study from the University of Michigan modeled what happened 41,000 years ago during the Lechamp event, a period when Earth's magnetic poles temporarily flipped and UV radiation spiked across the planet. The regions hit hardest by increased radiation matched almost exactly with areas where humans suddenly started using more ochre, more caves, and more tailored clothing. Ochre gave Homo sapiens a layer of protection Neanderthals did not have, and during that same window, Neanderthal populations collapsed. And this is where it changes what we thought we knew about early humans. In the northwest corner of Eswatini, formerly Swaziland, there is a mountain called Ngwenya. On its southern side, a hole in the rock called Lion Cavern. It does not look like much, but radiocarbon dating places the earliest mining activity at roughly 43,000 years ago, and newer dating methods push it back to at least 48,000. That makes it the oldest known mine on the planet. The people who dug it were mining hematite and specularit, both iron oxide minerals, both forms of ochre. They wanted the red powder and the glittering black pigment you rub on your skin. When the Swaziland Iron Ore Development Company surveyed the site in 1967, they estimated ancient miners had removed over 100,000 tons of material using dolerite picks and hammerstones. Over 100,000 tons, with stone tools, sustained across generations. In 2024, a team from the German Archaeological Institute analyzed 173 ochre samples from 15 Stone Age sites across Eswatini. Ochre was being transported across entire regions, traded between groups, and selected for specific mineral properties. People taught their children how to find it and how to use it, and that kept going for thousands of years. One of the oldest traditions humans ever kept alive. That tradition has not stopped. In Eswatini today, ochre still plays a role in wedding ceremonies. The Himba in Namibia still mix it with butterfat every morning. The ingredient has not changed in 100,000 years. The global skincare industry is worth over $150 billion a year. Thousands of products, millions of advertisements, an entire economy built around convincing you that your skin needs help. Your ancestors figured out the answer with a rock, some animal fat, and a bone to stir it. The instinct you have to protect your skin, to care about how it looks and feels, to find the right thing to put on it, that is one of the oldest behaviors in the human record. Older than language, older than farming, older than the wheel. 100,000 years ago, somebody sat in a cave on the coast of South Africa, mixed a compound in a seashell, and smoothed it across their skin. You are still doing the same thing. You are just paying a lot more for it. That's all for today. If you want more, subscribe.